you certainly have continued to reinvent yourself over the years. I'll tell you, my first time I remember seeing you was probably when many people were introduced to you, was in that Pepsi commercial.
Oh, right, yes.
When you were breakdancing.
Yeah.
And I was in the 7th grade.
Okay.
I think we're actually about
very,
exactly the same age,
yep,
you know?
absolutely.
I was born 1 month before you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm July 30th, 1971.
Right, so I'm September 21st, so 2 months. Yeah.
Very close, yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember, you're just a kid, my age on TV,
right.
breakdancing, with Michael Jackson.
Right,
and it was just kind of the most amazing thing. And then I remember it was the first time that I'd ever sort of really encountered sort of a viral rumor, the rumor that you broke your neck doing a head spin.
Exactly.
Everyone at school was talking about it, and I was worried and scared for you in 7th grade, and then it turned out to not be true.
It wasn't true, well, obviously, because here I am and my neck is still attached.
Yeah.
But it was also very weird for me then, because that rumor did get created. Because at the time I was doing Tap Dance Kid on Broadway, and I'd done the commercial with Michael, and I was walking, between shows, between the matinee and night show, somewhere in Times Square, and a person walked up to me and grabbed me, and stopped me on the street. And here I am, I'm 12, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, and they were like, "What are you doing alive? You broke your neck," and I was like, "You're a weirdo, so you need to get away from me." And then we kind of researched it. So we figured out what had actually happened. There was a young kid on the movie Breakin', right?
Yeah.
Who had done a head spin and did break his neck.
Yeah.
And they thought that it was me. So somehow the two of us ended up being put together as one person, and everyone thought it was me from the Pepsi commercial, not this kid from Breakin'.
Yeah.
And obviously he was fine. He just, he injured his neck, but it became a big thing, and so different back then because it was all word of mouth, not actual information. The way it got spread was there was a owner of a television station in Alabama. We figured all of this out.
Yeah.
Whose kid came to him and said this, and so the next day he went out and told his news anchors to put this out there, and it just spread through
word of mouth,
and a couple of different, couple of different television stations, and it just kind of flew. And then obviously we were like, I think I went on like the Today Show or something like that, and was like, I am here.
Yeah,
I didn't break my neck.
Yeah,
it's okay.
What a crazy time.
Yeah, very different.
Well, that's amazing. So now you're hosting a new show now. It's called Catch 21, and America's Funniest Videos.
Yeah.
Now Catch 21 is it's a game show.
Yep.
Tell me about the show.
So this show was on. I think it's finished about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I did it for 5 seasons for Game Show Network. And they, decided that they thought it would be a great idea to bring it back. We were the #1 highest-rated original show that they had ever put on the air. Yeah. And they thought, well, let's try to make it again. And so they came to me and said, "We'd love for you to host us again. Is it something you want to do?" And I was like, it'd be fun to kind of go back and do this. I enjoyed doing it the first time around. And then they came and said, "Hey, well, what do you think about, as the dealer, having your co-star on Dancing with the Stars, your partner, Whitney Carson, to come and be the dealer?" And I was like, "That's perfect. It's a perfect idea." Got on the phone immediately with Whitney and said, you got to come do this. It'd be so much fun. You'll enjoy it. Totally different from what you're used to doing, but I think you'll be fantastic. And she was great. So to come back and bring it has been pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game show. It's based around the game of 21. Yeah. Most people think blackjack, but a little different, where we've got 3 contestants. We give them a card each. They then have to answer a question to get control of the next card in the deck. Once they get control of that card, they can either keep it, making their hand better, or they can pass it to someone else to mess up their hand. The goal is to get to 21 or as close to 21 as possible without going over, and they have a chance to win $25,000. So it's it's relatively simple if you understand the cards, but there's a lot of strategy involved in playing it, and how you decide whether to keep a card or pass the card, and it's pretty cool, and I think so far the ratings have been fantastic. So this go around is already a success. Everyone seems to be very happy to network, and I'm very happy with the the product that we put out.
It's not an easy thing to host a game show. There's a
No.
lot. You got to keep it moving.
Yes.
You got to get some jokes in there and have some fun. But
Absolutely.
then you also have to explain the rules. I mean, is it fun to do?
It's a great time. This one I think I enjoyed so much because it actually works perfect for like my brain, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm a numbers guy. I've always kind of been a numbers guy. With this game, I'm constantly updating everyone, the audience and the players, of what they're looking for and how much they have, right? So they get a 10, they get a 4, it's 14, but you're looking for a 7 to get
Right.
a 21.
Right.
So always kind of keeping it going.
Yeah, you got to do math
Doing the math
while you're
instantly,
hosting.
while you're hosting,
and having fun.
and having a good time.
That sounds hard.
Yes, it is until you've done it enough to where your brain just, it's almost where you don't have to think. It just happens already because you know the numbers. I created a system in my head to allow me to know exactly what card they'd be looking for to get to 21.
Oh, okay. So you're counting cards.
Basically, yeah.
You should go to Vegas.
Yeah, I've done pretty good in Vegas.
America's Funniest Videos. That's got to be a hilarious show to work on.
It is
to
so
host.
much fun because I always, as a family guy, I've got 4 kids, and we watch the show. We watched the show when Tom was doing it with my oldest daughter, and to go to work and laugh every day that you're at work is something that we just don't get to do all the time. I have to do voiceovers for the videos, and my 2 little boys will sit on my lap and sit in front of the computer as I'm going over my lines and watching the videos and getting their reaction to the videos. Just makes it's just the perfect job. I've loved the show from the beginning as a fan, and obviously now to take over from, I consider the great Tom Bergeron, to be able to take over in a way where I completely got his blessing.
Yeah.
Because he was already leaving the show. He knew he was leaving, and he went to ABC and went to Vin DeBona and said, I think Alfonso Ribeiro would be the perfect person to take my place.
I mean, I remember watching it when Bob Saget used to host.
Right, of course.
And that show was way ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time really before YouTube. You think about what is on YouTube now, and we're inundated with all sorts of outrageous cell phone videos. But back in the day, you
Didn't exist.
You didn't get to see that kind of thing.
Right, and it was groundbreaking in that way. And the way they made that show popular was a hugely popular show when Bob did it, and it's continued to stay around. And I've been very proud of the fact that since I've taken over, the ratings have gone up 20%. In the last couple of seasons.
It's got to be the longest running show on TV.
It's the longest running show on ABC primetime.
Yeah,
at 30 seasons, and so the 30th birthday is this year. It's very cool to be able to kind of follow in the footsteps of 2 very big hosts for this show.
Now, are there videos that are just so that you see that there must be ones kicking around the office that they don't even ever intend to ever show because they know they can't, but you guys just look at and just say, can you believe what we're looking at here?
Well, I think some of the videos that do make the show are saying the same thing, right? We're saying, how did, what were these people thinking?
Which, I guess that's the point.
Which created, we actually did this season, we created a little segment called "What Were They Thinking?"
Yeah.
What were how did they possibly think what they were attempting would ever work out well?
Yeah. People falling down. Like, what is the one that stands out to you as the most outrageous?
Just people putting themselves in places that there's no chance that anything good would ever happen. Right? Just okay, you're at a beach house and it's a metal roof, and you've just come out of the water, and you're going to try to do a flip off the roof into the lake.
Of course.
It's never going to happen. You're never going to be able to plant your foot on a metal roof and be able to control yourself going into the water. So the minute they plant, they're gone.
Yeah.
It is a wandering body floating through the air, landing awkwardly into the water every time. And so those are the ones we just look at it and go, what were y'all thinking? And I love those. I just find those to be incredibly funny because, I just don't understand why people do the things they do. but we absolutely want them to keep doing it.
Yeah. Now, are people sending them in now, or are you
Yes.
also finding them on YouTube?
No,
as well? They're
pretty
sent
much all of the videos that we play are videos that people have sent in to us.
Yeah.
You know, because there's clearance issues and all. You know, the internet's one of those things where you put it on there, who cares? You know, there's no clearance. So, but with our video show, you've got to get clearances. So people send it in. They have an app now. There's an AFV app where people can take their videos straight off their phone and send it straight to our production offices and watch them all the time. I don't get to really see all the videos until they've put together the shows.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't have any part in actually, you know, the whole team that does that. But when I get to look at those videos, I crack up every time. I just love the gig that I have.
Your dance partner from Dancing with the Stars, Whitney Carson.
Yeah.
You host the new show Catch 21 together, but you won Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, it was, you know,
You won the whole thing.
It was really cool because it was a show that I wanted to do right from the very beginning. You know, the first season I saw the show, I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And for 18 seasons after the first one, it was like, no. I mean, it was a love-hate relationship with the show because I kept going, why won't you let me have a chance?
Yeah.
And they were like, but you're a dancer. I'm like, I'm not a dancer.
Right.
I can dance, but I am not a dancer.
They
I'm not
assumed you were a
trained.
dancer.
Yeah,
because of the Carlton.
The Carlton, and then, you know, doing Tap Dance Kid and Michael Jackson, and they were like, oh, but you're a dancer. You have a dance named after you. And I'm like, no, it's named after a character, and it's not me, and it's not real, and whatever it is. But
Carlton was a pretty good dancer, though.
Carlton could dance. Yeah, he could dance a little bit.
I'm only asking about this because I know I want to fulfill the requirement of you being asked about this every day of your life.
Well, yes. I pretty much, if I leave my home, I get asked to do the Carlton dance.
And I've heard that you said this. You get asked about every single day.
Every day I leave my home.
Yeah.
You know, the only day that I'm safe is when I'm in my house. I will say this: I understand it. I get it. Like I will never do it, but I appreciate people asking because
People ask you to do the Carlton.
all the time.
All the time. And you won't break into it.
Because I'm like, that's every day,
Yeah.
and I'm not a dancing fool. But I do appreciate people. You know, it's their love of something that the moment they see me, it brings a certain amount of joy to them.
Yeah.
And that dance brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. Sure. And so I understand the ask and people getting excited and being like, oh my God, I want to see this in person.
Never miss a beat. Subscribe to Larry King now and watch new episodes every day.